What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another day here where we will be doing our midweek recap, mainly looking at the S&P 500 and gauge where we think it will go from here. So please, before we get into this video, please do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to my channel, as well as comment down below any video ideas you guys have that you guys would like to learn more about. So let's get right into the video here. The S&P 500 here is a 1-hour chart, but I personally would like to start here with the 4-hour chart. So you just do me a favor, ignore some of these trend lines, but kind of what we're doing here is we're working down in this channel ever since we were extremely overbought up here in the 430s. This was also a downtrend line that we rejected off of, and we're currently moving down. Now, what I would like you to pay attention to is this uptick in volume right here. You guys see how volume's rising like that? That's notable. In particular, that's notable because what you'll see down here on the bottom of my screen, right, I'm highlighting, is the RSI. Now, a lot of people don't like the RSI, but it's good for what it's good for, right? It's oversold, extremely oversold, and price can always move lower when it's oversold, right? Keep in mind, but it is a good sentiment gauger, and as you can see, it's down here oversold and it's flattening out down here. So you see the RSI flattening out, right? But you also see volume upticking. So what does that tell you? Well, I'll tell you what it tells me. To me, this looks to be some sort of accumulation, which would make sense, right? Because we just had a, how big was this move? We just had approximately a 10% move down with no real print that was, I mean, here was a 1.7, 1.8 counter trend move. That's not big enough in the grand scheme of a 10% move down. Really, you would expect, a 2-3%, right? That brings us up here into, just from right here, a 2% move, let's just say, brings us into 397, 398. Although I would argue that it can probably get a little bit higher than that. It can probably get up here into the threes. But you have supply here at 398. I am currently long some S&P 500 calls for the 398 strike. I do believe that we're going to at least retest this 398. However, I do not want to rule out a move back to 410, 412. That's it's a strong supply zone, but right now we're kind of sitting in a really strong confluence area of volume. Buyers and sellers, it's pretty balanced in this area, and price is going to move more slowly compared to if it were to get above 398. It could move quickly up into 408, 410. I don't know if I really see that happening, but I do see it happening, a move back to the 397, 398, 400. I think that's realistic. I think that is probably what we're going to do. And so the reason why I would say this, right, is I've talked about this before, but it's a technical cool down. When price moves one way or another too quickly, too fast, without pulling back, right? Price is supposed to be moving in zigzags. It's not supposed to move straight down. That's not how markets work. They move in zigzags, right? A majority of the time, right? Now, if this is a flash crash, then okay, yeah, price is going to move down pretty much straight, but this isn't that. So I'm expecting a bounce back up here at least into 397 to the 400 area. If this area breaks, it could push and it could get back up to the 410s, and that's going to be a really, really strong area of supply. But I would like to see where the sellers are at come price returning back to this 399, 400, 397, this supply zone. I'd be curious to see how aggressive sellers are from there. So like I said, I am long a little bit, not a huge position. But one thing I also wanted to note, and I know I pointed this out, if we do bounce here, first of all, this could be some sort of inverse head and shoulders trying to set up. Although I doubt, highly doubt that it is. I think we're probably just more so range bound. But in the short term, this is also a trend line. This is the third touch on this trend line, right? So now that you see this trend line, let's zoom in. Let's go to a 30-minute chart. Excuse some of these lines I have are just areas of risk and areas where I will take profits. Another line to note is this purple, bluish purple line. This was, we were, range trading and we rejected here and then finally pushed back. This is 390, by the way, the blue level, which you guys have seen the past couple trading days is a strong area of support. So, that breaks, and what you also notice is that 390 lines up with this trend line, right? So now you're having two key lines, in my opinion, key lines lining up together to show a strong support. That's going to be a strong level. If that level breaks, switching biases becomes that much more easier because it's that key of a level, right? It's that important. But because we tested here, 1, 2, 3. We finally broke on the fourth time and we came back and we bounced off it and boom, big volume in the push and an explosive move up. That was from there, that's a 10% rally. So that's a massive rally. Okay, so now getting back though into it, let's look at a 30-minute chart. The 30-minute chart, what does it show us? It shows, if you'll see this trend line right here, the trend line that we were just looking at that comes all the way across, this is that trend line. And you can see price has been dipping below it and buyers are stepping up. Dip below, buyers stepping up. Dip below, buyers stepping up. Now that's, in my opinion, liquidity grabs, right? This is anybody who wanted to get short, they got short down here in the 389s and then they're trapped. And they, more shorts again, jumped in here, 389, trapped. And before the close, down below 389, trapped. If they push, this is going to be your rally. This is going to be the fuel the price is going to need, the buyers covering that extra set of buyers. That's going to be the fuel they need to push it back into the supply zone up here at 398. So that's what I'm seeing on the S&P 500, guys. It is a slower early week here. I'm not expecting too much, right? That's not a crazy move for what price has been doing. Although it's, it's an $8 move. In any other market, that's a big move. But in this market, that's not too crazy. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. We have Jerome Powell speaking on Thursday, before the open, I believe. But I'm still overall bearish. I think things are honestly getting more bearish. Which, if you're a contrarian type of person, maybe that's a good thing. Although in this situation, I tend to side with the bears, but I do believe in a short-term technical reset bounce. As far as the RSI would go on something like this, you can see like we were oversold back here. We rallied up, from 365 to 390, and then we pulled back. In this situation, we're way oversold, so I would expect a pushback at least into the 40s in the RSI, which probably puts you back to 398, if not higher than that. That's kind of how I'm playing it. That's what I'm seeing so far. So thank you guys for watching this video. Thanks for viewing. Please do me a favor, subscribe to my channel, and I will be back with more videos. Peace.